Hi everyone, my name is Mohinder Ramnarayan and welcome to another exciting lesson where we help you get prepared for S.E.A. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at comprehension, the graphic text. What are graphic texts? Graphic texts present ideas and information. Texts are designed with the help of graphic features. Graphic texts include diagrams, photographs, drawings, sketches, pattern maps, charts, or tables. This section of this S.E.A. English Language Arts paper explores students' knowledge of the media and information literacy component of the English Language Arts primary curriculum. It is designed to test your ability to critically analyze and respond to questions based on a graphic. Questions focus on the elements of design and the writer's craft. There are 5 questions in this section. This section contributes a total of 10 marks to the total 80 of the English Language Arts paper. The questions are based on 3 different levels: literal, inferential, evaluation, appreciation. For more information on this, visit our website www.moe.gov.tt. Literal questions. These require the ability to retrieve explicit information presented in the text. Questions can be answered directly from the graphic. With these questions, the answers are found in within the graphic itself. Inferential questions. These questions require you to make connections between your real-life experiences and the information presented in the graphic in order to write responses. The answers are in the graphic but not explicitly stated. Remember, for the inferential questions, you need to make connections between what you know and what you would have experienced, together with what is presented in the graphic text to craft your answer. And you can provide your answers using the clues in the graphic together with your own knowledge and experience. And finally, we have the evaluation appreciation questions. These questions require you to analyze elements of design and/or critically analyze the text to be able to generate an answer. You need to think about the graphic and write your responses based on your assessment of it. It allows you to provide an answer based on your emotional response to the graphic, what you appreciate or do not appreciate about how it is crafted. In today's lesson, we are going to look at identifying overt messages in selected media text based on elements of design, identifying implied messages in selected media text based on elements of design, explaining the purpose of selected media text, analyzing selected media text to understand how information or messages are presented to audiences, and finally, we will look at evaluating techniques used in media text. Let's take a look at this graphic now. Have you ever lost a pet? Have you ever lost anything? I'm sure that if you have, you would have thought about making a poster or flyer that you can stick around your neighborhood. We are going to take a look at this poster that was created and stuck around the neighborhood, informing persons about a dog that had gone missing. Let's take a look at the graphic. Lost dog, dingo, 3-year-old male, last seen around the Queen's Park Savannah, Port of Spain. Family pet, companion of 3-year-old girl, reward $500, call 5555-5555. Take a few seconds and study the text carefully. Let's go straight into our first objective, identifying overt messages in selected media text based on the elements of design. These are literal questions and require you to select the information directly from the graphic. These would include questions like, what is the name of the missing dog? How much reward is offered? Where was the dog last seen? How old is the dog? What can someone do if the dog is seen? Let's take a look at the graphic again. Let's try to answer these questions now. What is the name of the dog? Well, the name of the dog is stated on the flyer, and the dog's name is Dingo. Let's take a look at question 2. How much reward is offered? The reward offered, as stated on the flyer, is $500. Our next question asks us, where was the dog last seen? If we go to the flyer, we will find information that tells us where the dog was last seen to be able to answer this question. I'm sure you got it already. He was last seen around the Queen's Park Savannah. Question 4 asks us, how old is the dog? If we look at the flyer, we would see that the age of the dog is explicitly stated there. Dingo is 3 years old. So answer to this question would be the dog is 3 years old. Finally, we ask, what can someone do if the dog is seen? Well, as stated on the flyer, they can call 55555555. Congratulations. I'm sure that you would have found these questions quite easy to answer. Let's move on and look at another type of questions. These would be identifying implied messages in selected media text based on elements of design. And these would be our inferential type questions. These types of questions ask you to look at the graphic and make connections with your experiences and real-life situations. Examples include, why do you think a reward is being offered? Give a reason why the name of the dog is included on the poster. State one reason why the picture of the dog is used on the poster. So let's take a look at the graphic together with the questions and see if we can figure them out. Why do you think a reward is being offered? So this question asks you to draw on your knowledge of what is a reward. A reward is a prize given for something. In this case, it's a prize given for finding the dog. So we could say that a reward is being offered to encourage persons to look for the dog. Let's take a look at the graphic together with the questions. Our first question asks us, why do you think a reward is being offered? To answer this question, you need to draw on your knowledge of what is a reward. A reward is a prize given for doing something. In this case, it's a prize given for helping find the missing dog. So, if you said that the reward is being offered so that persons would be encouraged to look for the dog, then your answer would be correct. Our second question asks us to give a reason why the name of the dog is included on the poster. For this question, you need to draw on a range of your experiences. You need to know that pets are normally given names. Pets would respond to their names. A pet would not respond to a name that it does not know. Therefore, if someone spots Dingo, they would be able to call him by his name, and therefore they will be able to identify him. So, if you said the name of the dog is given to help with identifying the dog, or persons who spot a similar dog can call the dog to see if it responds to the name, then you are correct. These are all both valid answers to this question. Finally, let's consider question 3. State one reason why the picture of the dog is used on the poster. From your experiences, you know that if you see a picture of something, then you will be able to easily identify it at some point in the future. So we can infer that a picture of Dingo was presented in the poster to help us to identify him or to spot him easily if we see him. Let's continue with our next objective. This objective deals with explaining the purpose of selected media text. Again, this is an inferential type question. These types of questions ask you to analyze the reason for designing a graphic or analyzing the reasons for using certain elements of design in a graphic. Examples include, what is the purpose of this poster? Ask yourself, why did the person make this poster? What was the reason? Well, the reason for making this poster was to inform persons that Dingo went missing, and it also was to inform persons that the owners of Dingo were giving a reward to help find him. Let's consider another question. Suggest a reason why the phrase companion of a 3-year-old girl was included in the poster. In order to answer this question, place yourself in the situation of the little girl. How would you feel if you lost your dog? How would you get other persons to help you find the dog? I know if I lost my pet, I would feel very sad. I would probably cry a little, make you feel sorry for me to help you look for my dog. Let's see what answers we can come up with to these questions. Again, let's take a look at the questions together with the graphic. What is the purpose of the poster? Suggest a reason why the phrase companion of a 3-year-old girl was included on the poster. Remember what we just learned? The purpose would be the reason for making the poster. The reason the owners made the poster was to inform persons that a dog, Dingo, went missing and a reward is being offered to help find him. For our second question, remember, I ask you to consider how would you feel if you had lost your dog? What would you do to encourage persons to help find the dog? So the phrase companion of a 3-year-old girl was included in the poster to appeal to people's emotion to make them help look for the dog. Congratulations, you did well. I'm sure you got both questions correct. Let's look at this objective, analyzing selected media to understand how information or messages are presented to audiences. These would fall under evaluation appreciation type questions. For these types of questions, you need to look at the graphics and text used by the author to create the visual. Examples would be, do you think that the date the dog went missing should have been included on the poster? Explain why or why not. If you were creating the poster, what additional information would you have included? Give a reason for your answer. Let's have a look at the questions together with the graphic. Do you think that the date the dog went missing should have been included on the poster? Explain why or why not. If I see this poster today, I would think that Dingo is missing today. If I come across the same poster 2 years from now, I would think that Dingo is missing then. Therefore, it might be important to include the date he went missing. On the other hand, we could say that it's not important because a description and a picture of the dog is given, so it's quite easy for someone who spots him to identify him to help find him. So we could say yes, so persons would have an idea how long the dog has been missing, or we could say no, enough information is given to be able to identify the dog. Let's take a look at our second question. If you were creating the poster, what additional information would you have included? Give a reason for the answer. So let me ask you to put yourself in the shoes of someone who wants to look for this dog, who wants to help this 3-year-old child find their beloved pet Dingo. What additional information would you need to find the dog? Well, the date the dog went missing would be useful. So if persons spot a similar dog, they would know that it could be Dingo. If the dog is friendly or not, so that persons would know that it is safe to approach the dog. That's something very important that you should include in the poster. No one wants to go looking for a ferocious dog. Another bit of information that could be included on the poster would be any distinguishing marks or features. Example, a special mark such as a heart-shaped patch on his back or his tummy, or if he walks with a limp, so persons who spot the dog would be able to identify him easily. Remember, for these types of questions, question 1 and question 2, because you are asked your opinion, any plausible answer would work once you are able to justify your answer. That means that you must be able to link the answer that you give with what is presented in the graphic to get full marks for your question. Let's look at another objective, evaluating techniques used in media text. These again would fall under the category of evaluation appreciation type questions. These questions require you to look at the effectiveness of certain elements of design and give your opinion. Examples include, do you think the picture of the dog used in the poster is appropriate? Give a reason for your answer. Do you think the words lost dog at the top of the poster is appropriately placed? Explain why you feel this way. Let's take a look at the graphic together with the questions. Do you think the picture of the dog used in the poster is appropriate? Give a reason for your answer. Do you think the words lost dog at the top of the poster is appropriately placed? Explain why you feel this way. Let's consider each question in turn together with the graphic. Do you think the picture of the dog used in the poster is appropriate? Give a reason for your answer. Let's consider the picture of the dog. The picture used in the poster shows us a dog. The dog is brown, black, white. He has white around his mouth and between his eyes. His eyebrows are brown. He has some brown on his paws. He has a generally black body. So someone seeing this picture would be able to easily identify Dingo. But if we continue reading the poster, we will see that Dingo is 3 years old. Does this picture look like a 3-year-old dog, or does it look much younger? Someone looking at the picture would say that it's a very old picture of Dingo when he was a puppy, so it might not be appropriate. In our situation, we could say, yes, it clearly shows the color and markings of the dog. Or we could say, no, the picture used shows the dog when he was a puppy. He could have changed as he grew older. Both answers are correct. And remember, because you were asked your opinion, there is no wrong or right answer, but you must be able to justify the answer that you gave. Let's consider question 2. Do you think the words lost dog at the top of the poster is appropriately placed? Explain why you feel this way. In your lessons on media and information literacy, your teacher would have taught you that different techniques are used in creating graphic text. Some of them include placing words in larger bold print so that they stand out or create a visual impact that easily catches the reader's eye. If we look at our poster, we would see the words lost dog is written in big bold letters at the top. This is done to create a visual impact, to catch the reader's attention. So someone looking at it immediately would see lost dog. Your teacher would have also taught you that when persons look at a picture, most persons tend to focus on the center of the picture first and then look outward. So if we wanted to emphasize the fact that we were looking for a lost dog, we should have placed the words lost dog at the center of the graphic and not at the top as a header. In our situation, we could say, yes, it is in large bold print at the top and immediately captures the reader's attention. Or we could say, no, most persons tend to look at the middle of the picture first, so it should be placed in the middle for greatest impact. Again, both answers are correct because we are asked to give our opinion. There is no wrong or right answer, but you must be able to justify your answer. Also, remember to answer both parts of the question. Simply stating yes or no without a justification is an incomplete answer and would not get you full marks. Thank you for joining me today. I trust that you would have had fun learning. Be sure to visit our website www.moe.govtt for more learning materials and fun exercises for you to do.